Hey guys, LIYAH'S here. Today I'm showing you guys how I put on my first lace frontal wig. I didn't use actual glue, I just used Got To Be Glued, and I just showed you guys the products that I used. I'll be showing you guys more throughout the video, but I'm starting with the cap and I'm spraying the front down with the Got To Be Glued spray. And I cut out my ears just so that it's easier to lay flat while it dries. It probably took maybe a good 5 minutes total for it to dry. I sprayed it a few times, a few different layers, and then I went over it with the blow dryer to speed up the process. And now I'm just cutting off that excess cap. And since I used the Got To Be spray instead of actual glue, it was easier to pull back the cap a little bit further back since it was sprayed a little bit too far down on my forehead. So I would have normally gotten a darker cap to use, but since I didn't, I'm using my Black Radiance contour palette to kind of put makeup on it and kind of darken it up a little bit, so underneath the wig it won't be super white. So now I'm taking my Got To Be Glued gel and I'm going to do 3 separate layers of this, and this is going to be used to tack down the actual lace wig. Before actually laying down the lace, you want to make sure that whatever you're using, whether it be the Got To Be Glued or real lace glue, you want to make sure it has dried clear. You don't want any white or whatever color it is, like no lumps anywhere showing. You want it to be completely clear, but still not completely dry. You want it to kind of be tacky. And now I'm using the tip of a rat tail comb to kind of lay down the very tips of the lace to make sure it's laid down flat on my skin. And then I'm going to take the regular part of the comb and kind of press the lace into the glue or the Got To Be Glued, just so that it's actually on there. It's not going anywhere. Here I'm just altering the ear flaps a little bit. They were a little too long and went back a little bit too far on my ear, so I'm just cutting off that excess lace. And of course reapplying just a little bit more glue just so that it lays down flat. Now I'm just sectioning off the hair in the front that I want to be cut into baby hair. Now that that's done, I'm taking an elastic band that I bought from my local fabric store, and I'm going to tie that down on my hairline so that it lays it super flat. This helps to quote unquote melt the lace on my skin. And to cut the baby hairs, I'm just using a eyebrow razor that I got from my local beauty supply store. So most people use a hot comb during this process. I don't have one, so I use a regular flat iron, which works just as well. It just takes a little bit longer. And to set the hair to make sure it stays flat, since I'm not using a hot comb, I use that Aphogee freeze spray that I just showed. And that's just a regular holding hairspray that I use only on my weaves. So the white flakes that you see is just the dried up got to be glued, and I'm just using my comb to kind of scrape it off and loosen up the hair a little bit. And I'm just using some rubbing alcohol to lightly remove the rest of the gel that was left on my skin. So after you mow down your edges, you want to use either a wrapping strip like I'm using, or you could use a regular scarf just to set your edges and make sure that they stay in place. So there you guys have it. That's how I installed my very first frontal. It was definitely trial and error, but I eventually got it and it looks so bomb. The hair that I used were, I used 3 bundles of some old hair that I had from 3 years ago that was still pretty good. And then I went to the beauty supply store and bought like a $30 cheap frontal, and I bleached the knots and I plucked the hairline. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all my subscribers, all my viewers. Please comment below and let me know how your first frontal install went. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will be posting more come 2020, and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.